Hi, my name is Tiare Faupula, and today I'm going to be talking about my experience with forest bathing for this project. A lot of these pictures were taken recently, and usually when I was just on a walk. One thing I noticed before we started this learning section was that I've always enjoyed walks in the forest, especially ever since moving to Quincy. I found that I never go on walks for exercise, but I love walking because it helps me clear my head physically and mentally. It also helps me reset. Once we started this unit, I realized to get the full experience, I would have to actually consider doing it first. So I tried to listen to the advice from the book by using my five senses. The first time I went out for my forest bathing experience, I tried to focus on sight. I noticed the color of the trees and how there were many different shades of green and even some other colors like yellow and orange fading in since it's fall. I also got to see other things like rainbows and the sun peeking through the trees, which to me was very calming because it reminds me of being a kid and always looking for rainbows. Next, I focused on sound. I usually listen to music when I'm on my walks, but for this experience, I decided to take my headphones off just for a second. I noticed that the forest was full of soft, natural sounds. And in the book, it mentions how our bodies relax more when we hear natural sounds like water rushing or the wind rushing through the trees. I think that it was good for me to take off my headphones for a second because we were always so caught up in noises like our phones or people's or cars. After focusing on sound, I shifted to smell. And for me, this was my favorite part because I love the smell of wood. Whenever I smell the scents of the forest, it sends a sense of calmness over me. The natural aroma being inhaled has been proven to calm people's minds and lower stress. Breathing those natural scents feels like a deep cleanse over your body. And next, I focused on touch. I feel like this is one that people always forget, but is definitely one of the most important for sure. I was able to touch the bark on the trees and feel the rough texture. I would also pick up the leaves and admire the veins of them. I think touch is important because it reminds us that we are a part of the world, not separate. Lastly, I focused on the sense of taste, which to me was the one I found most to be uncomfortable with. But instead of grabbing things off the ground and eating it, I realized that the air from the forest is refreshing, unlike how it is in the big cities. Overall, forest bathing has taught me to appreciate the small things, and when we're feeling stressed, we can always turn to nature to help us calm us down. Sometimes we get caught up in social media, sports, and school that we forget peace and doesn't come from your phone or schedule, but from taking time to just exist. After being in nature like that, you start to see the world differently and you feel way more connected. And yes, that's my forest bathing experience.